Sissy's a tough one to get to like me.
Grown, you're ready up here to handle whatever comes your way.
Yeah, right now.
You're not there, right?
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
I don't know Nick that well. Let us pray that everybody finds their way.
We are back with the Houston family. We have Pat Houston, who is Whitney's sister-in-law and manager. We have Miss Sissy Houston, her mother, and Rhea, who is Pat's daughter and Whitney's niece. Now, watching the show, Pat, I know you said that Whitney would let Bobby Christina have the occasional glass of wine. And watching the show, she was doing a lot of drinking on the show. So do you think that Bobby Christina has a drinking problem?
Let me just say this. There's no hard liquor involved relative to Chrissy. It could very well be, but there isn't.
She's 19.
Yeah, she's 19, not a drinking age. I absolutely just prohibit it. I do not like it. You know,
You were worried. When we watched it, you were concerned.
more concerned about her losing her mother and not want. I know she's surrounded by us, so therefore we have her.
No, but in the part that I saw, both you and Sissy were a little concerned that she was drinking too.
I'm getting to that. We're concerned about her well-being, period. The drinking there I believe we're at the North Club. The drinking there was mixed with, it was a mimosa, and of course, you know, that was her reality, being able to have some wine. That was allowed for her.
Yeah. But Pat, forgive me, I'm not accusing, this was in the tape you gave me. In it, you said you were concerned.
Of course.
Okay.
Of course. Wait, does Bobby Christina live with you and your husband, Gary? She does not live with you. Okay, and Miss Sissy, how do you feel about Bobby Christina and her drinking? Do you think that she might possibly go down the same path as her mother? Do you have that concern?
Well, I guess she could if she keeps doing what she's doing, if she's drinking.
Because her father also has had problems as well.
All in her path, so I hope not. And I'm in New Jersey and she's in California, so I don't really have enough time. And she's got to do Georgia, right? California, whatever.
Yeah. At this stage of the game, I'm not there.
Does Christina have supervision? Is she with somebody?
She has. It's not a situation. She's not in trouble as it relates to drinking. We're not concerned. I had concern seeing her sitting there watching her. I don't like it at all. But this was her reality even before her mother passed. I don't like it, but we're working on it, and she's growing. The girl is growing. We're seeing her more. We're dealing with life management skills as it relates to Bobby Christina. There's a lot of positiveness.
Well, I'm giving you credit because this is not you're doing a reality series, and it's very unreal. I mean, you left in the fact that you were concerned, the kinds of things that we're not accusing you of. This is what we saw in the tape. But I'd like to ask a little bit more because you're also worried about something like $20 million that may go to Bobby Christina and when she should get it and so forth. But at the time of her death, several of her closest advisors said that she was broke.
Closest who?
Advisors.
Wow.
Yeah. Said that it was reported that she had no money. So has this $20 million happened with the sale of records and music afterwards?
There's no $20 million.
Not true.
That's a total misconception there. Okay, she did not die broke, and that's all I will say. But there is no $20 million, and she wasn't broke when she passed.
So somewhere between the two is the truth.
No.
In the first place, can I say this? You got a teenager who's 19 years old who loses her mother and really don't feel like she really has to listen. Do you know how that is? You've got teenagers, I'm sure you worked with them and all that, but you can't make anybody do anything. You try to suggest and you try to guide her and all of that kind of business, but that's exactly what we're trying to do, trying to guide her into a life that's going to make her better than that.
We just have to say, because we sound maybe a little harsh, that we think what this whole family has gone through, it even makes me cry. It's just been so horrendous. So whatever you feel is the best to do, we're with you, okay?
That's what we're
You're a
trying to
very
do.
special,
What's best
special woman, Sissy, and I know how much you
Not
care.
There are a lot of times where I might make a bigger difference, maybe,
Right.
but I've never been around her that much because she was always on the road with her mom.
Miss Sissy, I also wanted to know, because Pat, you also run the day-to-day operations for Whitney Houston and her foundation and her charities, and I know that there's more that we want of Whitney Houston. Are there more songs that you have that are unreleased? Any pictures? What's going on with Whitney Houston?
We have a CD that's coming out, I Will Always Love You, the Whitney album. It's the greatest hits album with 2 new songs on the album. One is a duet with R. Kelly, I Look to You, and another song produced by Jermaine Dupri and Brian Cox. I can't even think of the name.
Pictures and more unreleased photos.
There's a photography book that's coming out that Simon & Schuster we work with. It's a beautiful pictorial book with 22 photographers over a 30-year span.
There's a candle line we can look forward to as well.
Yeah, the candle line is something that Whitney and I started over 2 years ago. It's called Marion P. Inspired by Whitney Houston, one of the only products she's ever endorsed.
Well, thank you so much for coming. I know this is hard. We want to thank the Houston family. The reality show, The Houstons on Our Own, premieres tomorrow night on Lifetime. We'll be right back.